if you look at the modern day Cass, you know, they're bringing back that classic Cass scenario, but we played some fantastic football that year.
Classy Cass is their name, and certainly they put the class on here for everybody at Headingley. Castleford 33, Wigan 2. Tremendous performance.
We went to Bradford in the semi-final, and it's an interesting one there because Paul Newell played for Bradford, and he was on fire that season, and he was scoring tries for fun, and he was a danger man. And John Joyner said to me, we need to sort Newey out. We need to stop him somehow and that. And I went, what do you mean? So he went, well, I'll let you think about that. We started the game, and a bit mad. I can't remember how far it was into the game, but I managed to. I found my son flitting about on the edge a little bit, and Newey carried the ball in, and we accidentally clashed heads, and Newey went down, and David Hobbs ran over, and he said, "You've broke his jaw, and I went, "What are you on about? Are you a doctor?" Anyway, the referee come over, and he actually said to me, if he gets up, you can stay on, but if he don't, you're off. And I went, well, it was an accident. He went, well, that's just how it is. Anyway, fair play to Newey, he got up, and we went on and won the game. I got man at match, and took a lot of abuse from Chris Casely in the boardroom afterwards, because he didn't believe it was just an accidental clash of heads. So we ended up in the final, and we went and stayed away in the final. We stayed in an hotel prior to the final on the Friday. And you looked at their team and you looked at our team, and I thought our pack were quite uncompromising at times, because we had a bit of a mixture of everything. So we had, there was myself, and Richard Russell was a hooker who was very good outside. He was tough, but he wasn't dirty. But Martin Ketteridge played I think in the front row at the other side, and then the back rowers were Ian Smales and Tony Morrison, and Tara Nichow was loose forward. Their team were an exceptional team, and I think that the biggest thing for them is, one of the reasons why they were so successful is because they chose to go full-time before anybody else had ever dreamed about going full-time. They had people like Joe Lydon and Jason Robinson, and Andy Platt and Kelvin Skerritt, Farrell, Clarkey in the back row. So you looked at their team on paper and you think, wow, it's going to be tough, this. What we did that year was, certainly in the final, was we got a couple of early tries.
As Ford looks to move the ball out wide, Nichow, he's got an overlap out here, he gets into Blackmore, he's going himself, and Nichow's there! Tawana Nichow, linked up twice in the movement. Superb passing in midfield. It's on the foot tackle, Mike Ford moves it out wide. Oh, Castleford are queuing up here for the kick from Ian Smales. 3 Castleford men racing for it, and Grant Anderson is there. Oh, the perfectly placed kick from Ian Smales.
Wigan bombarded us, I think, just before half-time, and we was under the pump for about 15 minutes, and they couldn't score, and they had a try disallowed, if I'm right. I think Jason Robinson had a try disallowed.
Edwards, Botica, and Botica kicking for Robinson, but he's miles offside. Oh, he was well offside, was Jason Robinson.
And we went back up the other end of the field and scored, and that was it. And you just could tell them they'd gone.
John Joyner shrieking instructions down on the bench. Is it for a drop goal from Tony Kemp? Yes, it is, and it is a drop goal from the Kiwi.
Kelvin Skerritt come in, and just poleaxed Andy A, I think it was, near the sideline, and obviously the infamous Mick Morgan. If you've heard the video or the recordings of the video, just went on, and certainly there was a few expletives within there about the referee, and who I think was Mr. Campbell at the time, and what he should be doing, and questioned his parentage.
Andy! Oh, what about that? Send him off! Send the dressing gate off! Get him off the field! That was diabolical! Get him off the field! That's just typical of what it is! Get him walking! They don't like it! Walk him, Campbell, if you've got any bottle! If you've got any bottle, Campbell, he should walk! That was absolute diabolical! It's going to be a yellow card! I can't speak! You bottleless get, Campbell! You bottleless get!
Beyond that, we kicked the ball into touch, and we had a set play, which we called Parramatta. I think the euphoria, we'd already won the game by that time. It was 20-something points to 2. There was about 5 minutes left. The tap penalty was on the 20-metre man, on the 20-metre line, just about. And I come up to 40, and I said, well, we're just a bit further away from the 20-metre line, and then I said, well, we'll take 2 in for party time. And he knew exactly what I meant.
With the man of the match, Castleford forward Martin Ketteridge. Martin, a marvellous game. You've equalled the highest score in a Regal Trophy final. Couldn't be better, really. I think we've just beaten it.
I didn't realise at the time that I'd brought the record for the most points scored by anybody in a Regal Trophy final or whatever, but which was probably secondary to what had happened anyway during the game. All the lads had gone off and celebrated, and I'd spent about half an hour doing interviews, radio interviews for different channels and all this, and TV and all the other stuff, and by the time I'd got into the dressing room, they'd sucked all the champagne and stuff, so I wasn't right happy about that, but no, it was, I'd have to say it's probably one of the most inspirational games that I've played in, and as I said, the only time where you could say that everybody had done their bit.
Recovering from the celebrations this morning, it was still a case of having to read about it to believe it for skipper Lee Crooks and his family.
Very, very proud, yeah, they all played great. Every one of them played really well, especially Lee, of course.
It wasn't just the players that were celebrating, it was just like a big family celebrating, because as I say, everybody knows everybody else in this town, and it meant so much for everybody. It was unbelievable.
It's a day everyone in Castleford, a town steeped in rugby league history, will never forget.